Hello everyone, welcome to the MCQ Practice Session 1 for Class 12. So as you all might have already known that CBSE has divided the entire syllabus into two terms, Term 1 and Term 2. Certain chapters are included in Term 1 and certain chapters are included in Term 2. So as per the Term 1 exam will be MCQ based questions. Okay, so keeping this in mind, what I'm thinking to do certain MCQ practice sessions, and we'll be beginning with Python revision tour because this is the first chapter that we'll be requiring for term 1. So this is the syllabus for term 1, and out of this we are going to discuss 10 questions from the chapter on Python revision tour. So without any further delay, let's get started. So the first question is, identify the invalid identifier from the following. So the first option is ABC1, second option is 1ABC, third option is underscore ABC, and fourth option is A1BC. Now, what is the meaning of the word identifier? Identifier is the name given to different variables in a program, and there are certain rules for naming the identifiers. Now, you have to identify which is the invalid identifier from the following, and keep your guesses along with you, and the correct answer is 1ABC. So 1ABC is the invalid identifier from the following options. Now let us see why 1ABC is an invalid identifier. All of you might have already studied the rules for invalid identifiers. I have also made a video regarding this. If you haven't checked it out already, you can just go and check it out. Now the reason why 1ABC is an invalid identifier is because one of the rules says that an identifier cannot begin with a number, but number can be anywhere after the first character. So the rule of identifier, one of the rules of identifier is that an identifier cannot begin with a number, but number can be there anywhere after the first character. For example, in option number A, the identifier that is given is ABC1. It also consists of some numbers, but number is not in the first character. But second option is an invalid identifier because in the first character itself we are having numbers. Similarly, in option D, an underscore is also allowed, therefore option C is also a valid identifier, and in case of option D also we have some numbers, but the number is not in the first character, it is after the first character. I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the second question. The second question says that identify the valid arithmetic operator in Python from the following, and the options are option A equal, option B less than, option C exponentiation, option D and. So out of this you have to identify the valid arithmetic operator. Okay, as you already know from class 11 Python topics that there are different types of operators. Now from these operators there are certain operators which were deemed to be arithmetic operator. Which operator is an arithmetic operator from the following? And the correct option is option C, that is exponentiation operator. Exponentiation operator is used to raise a base to a certain power. So the explanation says that equal to is an assignment operator, less than is a relational operator, into is an arithmetic operator, and specifically the name of this arithmetic operator is exponentiation operator, and is a logical operator. Let me show you how arithmetic operator works. So if I want to find out 2 to the power 3, I'll be using the arithmetic operator into. So if I am giving 2 into 3 and pressing the enter key, the result is 8. So the meaning of this is that I am trying to raise the base to a certain power. So if I want to do 2 to the power 3 in Python, you have to write it as 2 into 3. This operator is known as the exponentiation operator, and It falls under the category of arithmetic operator. Hence, this is the correct answer. Alright, let's move on to the next question. So, just a moment. Now, let's move on to question number 3. Suppose a tuple T is declared as T equals to 10, 12, 43 and 39. Which of the following is incorrect? Now, T is a tuple. How can you say that this is a tuple? Because the items are enclosed within parenthesis, that is the first bracket. Therefore, it is a tuple. Now, you have to identify which of the following statements in Python is incorrect. First option is print T1. Second option is T2 equals to minus 29. Third option is print max T. Fourth option is print len T. So, the first option, the correct option is option B. Now, what's the reason for the same? The reason is that T2 equals to minus 29 is an invalid statement in case of tuples, since tuples are immutable. Now, if you have studied properly in class 11, the point was that tuples are immutable data objects. Therefore, we cannot change the value of the tuples after creation. Now, in option number B, what we are trying to do, we are trying to change the values of the tuples after tuple creation, which is not permissible. Therefore, it is an invalid statement. Let me give you an example, a working example. So, this is the Python screen. So, if I give like a tuple, let's create a tuple T equals to, I can give any tuple 10, 20, 30, 40. Now, you know that each item in a tuple has an index. The index of 10 is 0, 20 is 1, 30 is 2 and 40 is 3. So, if I want to change the value from 20 to 50, let's say, so I have to ideally write it in this manner. T, the index of 20 is how much? It is 1, T1 equals to the new value, that is 50. But as I press the enter key, I am getting an error here that tuple object does not support item assignment. Therefore, this is an invalid statement in Python. Okay, so let's go to the next question, which is identify the Python object L equals to L is 23 high and 23.2. Now, this is a certain data type of Python. You have to identify the Python object. The first option is dictionary, second option is string, third option is tuple and the fourth option is list. Now, this Python object contains a collection of values. So, but how do we distinguish what is the Python object here? We can distinguish by the bracket. Here, which bracket is used? Here we are using the square bracket, and square bracket is used in case of list. Therefore, the correct option is option D, that is list. So, what is list? List is a collection of comma separated values enclosed within square bracket. Therefore, the correct option is D. In case of tuples, we use the first bracket. In case of dictionary, we use the second bracket or the flower bracket, and in case of string, we use quotes. It may be single quotes, double quotes or triple quotes. But since here we are using the square bracket, therefore the Python object is what? The Python object is a list. Let's move on to the next question, which is which of the following is not a keyword? And the options are ABC, assert, non-local and pass. Now, what is the meaning of the word keyword? There are certain reserved words in any programming language which have certain meaning to that particular language. So, those meanings are already defined. Now, in a language, there are various keywords and some options are given. Out of this, out of the 4 options, 3 options fall into the category of keyword. But one option is not a keyword. If it is not a keyword, what it is? It can be an identifier. So, you have to identify that particular option which is not a keyword, and it is ABC. Why? Because ABC does not have any meaning in a programming language. We have to give meaning to ABC if we want to do so. Therefore, it is not a keyword. Other than this, assert, non-local and pass, all these three are keyword in the Python programming language. What is keyword? Keywords, they have a specific meaning in a programming language. B, C and D has some meaning, but option A does not have any meaning in Python programming language. Hence, the option A is the correct option. Let's go to the next question, which is the correct form of writing x to the power y in Python is. So, if we want to write x to the power y in Python, we cannot directly write it because you cannot raise something to a power directly in Python. For that, you have to use some symbol. How to do that? Some options are given. Let's see what these options are. A, B, C and D. These are the options. Out of this, which option will be suitable for writing x to the power y? And the correct option is option number B. As we have already discussed in one of the previous question, star star or multiply multiply, it's known as the exponentiation operator. Here, with the help of this operator, we can raise a base to a certain power. Here base is y and the power is y. So, for writing x to the power y, we will be writing it x into y. So, as I have already explained, into is the exponentiation operator which is used to raise a base to a certain power. I hope this concept is clear. Let's move on to the next question, which is the type of value accepted by input function is. So, there is a function in Python known as input function, and it can accept only a specific type of value. What is it? Option A, boolean, option B, string, option C, int and option D, float. And the correct option is option B, string. Always remember that if I am using the input function for receiving something from the user, then it will be received in the form of string. Even if we are giving some numeric data, then also it will be accepted in the form of string. But if you want to convert it into int or float, you have to write int input or float input. If this concept is not very clear, or if you want to learn it practically, there are related videos, you can of course check it out. So, the explanation is input receives all data as strings by default, even if we enter any other data type. So, if I am giving input function and if I am accepting 45 is a numeric data type, but since I have used input function, it will be converted to a string. Let's show it with the help of a practical example. So, if I write x equals to input, like enter a value, okay, here, so it will come enter a value. Let's say I am writing Raj. Yes, it will accept. So, if I want to check the data type of x, I will be typing type x and it is showing that class is string. And if I like run it again, enter a value, if I am typing here 12 and I am pressing the enter key, you might think that 12 is a numeric value, but if I want to check the data type of x, you will find that it's not a, it's received, you are entering a numeric value, but it's been converted into a string. Therefore, what we are seeing that class is str. Okay, I hope that the concept of input function is clear. I have included much more examples in the associated video on the input function. Let's go to the next question, which is the value of the expression 14 plus 13 modulo divide 15 in Python is. The options are 12, 14, 27 and 0. Now, if there are more than one operators in an expression in Python, you have to follow the operator precedence rule. I have already taught about operator precedence in one of the previous videos. You can go through that and go through the table as to which operator should be done at first and which operator should be done at second, which operator should be done at third, and so on. So here if you go through the operator precedence table, you will find that the priority of the percentage or the remainder division symbol is more as compared to the priority of plus. Therefore, the part that I am going to solve is 13 modulo divide 15. And if I do 13 modulo divide 15, what will be the answer? What will be the remainder? If I divide 13 by 15, the remainder will be 13 itself. So 14 plus 13 will give you how much? It will give you 27. Hence 27 is the correct answer. You can like put it in the interactive mode and check it out for yourself. So the explanation says that 13 modulo divide 15 will be evaluated first since the precedence of percentage symbol is higher than plus. Therefore, at first if you evaluate 13 modulo divide 15, the answer is 13 because if I divide 13 by 15, the remainder is 13. Therefore, 14 plus 13 will give you how much? It will give you 27. Alright, let's move on to the next question, which is what will be the value of x in the following expression? An expression is given and you have to find out the value of x. The first option is, also when you get this type of questions while you are practicing, please do not implement it in Python. At first you guess the answer and then you can implement it in Python because this is a theory question. These type of questions will come in your theory MCQ based term 1 examinations. So the options are 17, 14, 15 and 23. We have to determine the value of x. So here see 4 divided by 2 will fetch you how much? It will fetch you, here I have plus and division. So the first thing that will be done is 4 divided by 2, that is 2.0, and 13.25 plus 2.0 will fetch you how much? It will fetch you 15.25. But here the typecasting is done. That means I have enclosed the answer within the int function. So what will happen? The entire thing will be converted into int. So 15.25, if it is converted to int, I'll get what? I'll be getting 15. Hence the correct option is option C, that is 15. The explanation says that the precedence of division symbol is greater than plus. And due to typecasting, 15.25 we are getting the original answer, but since it has been enclosed within the int function, so 15.25 is displayed as 15. I hope that this is clear. You can of course like type it in the interactive mode and verify it for yourself. Let's go to the last question of this session, which is which operator out of the following can be overloaded? The options are at the rate, plus, minus and star star. Now, what is the meaning of the word overloading? Overloading means if we can use one operator for more than one purpose, it is known as overloading. And the correct option is option B, because as you already know, the operator plus can be used for addition of two numbers and it can also be used for concatenation. So see, there are more than one purpose for which plus can be used. Therefore, and other operators cannot be used for more than one purpose. Therefore, the correct option is option number B. So the explanation is overloading refers to using the same operator for multiple purpose. If you are using one operator for more than one purpose, then it's known as overloading. And operator plus, it can be used both in case of addition and concatenation. Let me show it to you practically. So if I want to add two numbers, let's say 5 and 7, so I'll simply write 5 plus 7 and press the enter key. I'm getting the added value, that is 12. Now if I like do a concatenation, I have to take two strings. If I am giving Alice plus Roy, and if I press the enter key, what I'll get? I'll be getting Alice Roy. So the operator plus I'm using for two purposes. First is addition and second is concatenation. If you are joining two strings, it is known as concatenation. And since it is used for multiple purpose, therefore overloading is possible with the help of plus operator. That's all for this session. I hope it was useful. Thank you very much. I'll be making other sessions very soon. Thank you.